walking backward, I must see all of mine. I get it in the hard way, I'm out here on my grind. Straight drop the hard way, my back door swinging all way. I'm trapping all night, I'm on that loud like always. And yo, we speaking silent, I keep that yacht out always. Boy, you wish I was lying. That chopper sitting sideways when I be slinging iron. It's sitting sideways when I put it dry.
What's going on, everyone? What's good? So shoot, we are here, today. We got it. I'm sorry for the wait, guys. So you seen the topic. We here to talk about Black History Month and Black History period, and just people in general, man. So I'm your boy Suave,
and you know your boy Vegas.
Ooh. So today, man, we got some guests that we're gonna bring on, man. I hope y'all love that intro, man. That's one of my intro that I helped put together with my boy Cowboy, yours truly. But the music was by the Drummer Boy. So shout out to the Drummer Boy, shout out to Cowboy, and shout out to Bill Boy. You know what I'm saying? So let's bring these guys in, man. So I got your boy Main Gang. Get up in this thing, all right? Main
what up, y'all?
Main Gang up in this thing. You know what I'm
saying? Yo. What's going on? How y'all doing?
Doing good, man. And then I got my boy, you know, as being the wing star that he got his company out there. Check out his company. I did a video on this company, man. Check it out. You got, you know, I got the Climax shirt that he made for me.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Wingstop, man. What's good? Right?
Hey, what's going on? Hey, appreciate you, Suave.
Yo, Wingstop.
I like that shirt. Yeah, all you guys got the nice fitted hats and stuff.
Bro, this is from my company. We'll get into that later.
Oh,
but
nice.
that I wanna put a shout out. Y'all know he got many titles. You know what I'm saying? He's the king of content. He called himself the king of content. You know, he's the master of vlogging. Some people call him the Stadia Cowboy. I just call him Cowboy. So let's bring him on, man.
I'm a cowboy. Oh man. Hey, hold up, Suave. Man, you left out all-purpose champ.
That you got too many titles for me, bro.
Bro, you just seen an all-purpose champ wreck Mr. Urban, bro.
You just back out and let's do it again from top.
What's going on, guys?
So, man, shout out to the chat, guys. So I got my boy Holtz in here.
Holtz.
What's up, Holtz?
Yo.
I got my boy Squids in this thing. What's up, Squids?
Yo, what up, Squids?
We got Mr. Urban One in this thing, man.
Urban.
And then you got your girl Leah up in this thing, man. What's up, Leah?
What's going on, Leah? How you doing?
So as they jump in, I'm gonna introduce them and put their comments out there. That a lot been going on in this chat. You know, Mr. Word going ham, trolling. You know what I'm saying? So I am also. Oh, we got Purple Haze in this thing. What's going on, Purple Haze?
Hey.
How you doing?
Hey.
Oh, hey. Yeah, definitely hit me up.
Yeah, make sure you I hope you enjoy the comment, man. The content that we about to share. So like, subscribe, all that jazz. We just got someone else hop in, man. We got a girl Angel in this thing, you know.
Angel.
Nice.
So
how you doing?
We are gonna get this started. The topic at hand. We know February is Black History Month. You know, I'm gonna break the ice. And E-Money just rolled up in this thing. What's up,
E-Money? What up?
E-Money in this thing. So I love all people. So I want to start off with that, man. I love all people, and even though it is Black History Month, a lot of cultures have been through a lot of different things to get to where we at. So everyone has paid the cost. They have paid the way. You know, I love Black History Month. It's cool, but I would much rather it be like a all people month. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many different cultures that have sacrificed so much to bring us to where we at now. I do acknowledge Black History Month. I enjoy being a Black man. It's okay. I love it. You know, there's a lot of great black people that have been inventors and, you know, saying scientists and, you know, astronauts. You have all of that. But we have to acknowledge that there's also been other cultures that have done things as well that have those same titles, you know. So I just want to break the ice on that. So everyone that's watching this, you're hearing from the boy right now. I'm not a black people matters type guy. I'm an all people's matters type guy. You know what I'm saying? I love all people. I know that, you know, black people have been done wrong and a lot, even now, you know, but I also want to recognize that other races have been done wrong also. You know what I'm saying? Um, I got my boy Wingstar. Of course, y'all can see he's the variable in this situation. He's the variable change, man, because Wingstar obviously is not a black person. But I asked him to be on this show. I wanted him to be here because I'm his brother, and I know that he have other brothers. You know, Maine is his brother. You know what I'm saying? So we're all brothers. We're all family. I love him just like I would love any other man or any other black man. Let's say it like that. I love him just like I would love any other black man. Don't make any difference. So shout out to
Appreciate
people,
that.
man. There's a link in the chat if you want to join this and have this conversation what we're about to talk about, because we definitely gonna talk about black people. It is Black History Month, and bring up other things. You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. Come on in. So let's jump it out, man. So Black History Month. Let's get some questions. What is it? What does Black History speak out to you guys, man? How do y'all feel about it? Anyone can go. Toss up.
So I guess while I feel like it is, it is Black History Month, but it's always Black history going on, or Black history in the making, if I can say it that way. I believe it's just a month allotted to pay special attention, whereby just focusing strenuously on the accomplishments, the achievements, the markers that have been made by people of color in particular.
Okay. I actually feel the same. I feel that while this is a time that is set aside for us to acknowledge the accomplishments and the achievements of Black people, I think that this is something that should not just be, um, I guess you could say, just set to 1 month. I think that is something that you can acknowledge all year round. And there's always things and always advancements, always discoveries, always, whether it's culture, whether it's food, whatever the case may be, that there's always something worth acknowledging, and not just to set aside 1 month and say, hey, for this month only, this is us saluting you. We can do that regardless of what month it is. But I understand the intent behind it, and yeah, so that's pretty much what it means to me.
Yeah, I'll go.
Hold on, before you go, I want to shout out to N8. What up, N8 Gamer, man?
What's going on,
Thanks
NA? How
for
you
stopping
doing?
by.
What up?
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Shout out. I want to shout
Bayram?
out to Baron and the Stain, man.
Oh,
Shout
my
out, bro.
stepson.
What up? Everybody out.
Appreciate it. I appreciate the support, man. Make sure y'all bring y'all comments too, man. I just definitely want to say my little small bar. I'm just setting it for at least 10 likes on this video. You know, if you can give me more, that's cool. But I'm only aiming for 10 likes. You know, go ahead, man. What you were saying, Cowboy?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that since the inception of Black History Month is just something that was given so we could reflect on, I think, like you were saying, the achievements or advancements or things that people of color had done. Just like Maine said, obviously we know it's just not only this month we want to celebrate, but because this month is glorified as that specific month out of the whole year that we look for as Black History Month. It's a good thing to have. I think sometimes even living in the Black community, sometimes people take what we have for granted and where we came from for granted. So sometimes we look at it like, why you only get 1 month? But I take it as a positive, as when it does come around, it sometimes bring these topics up. For instance, right, we wasn't never talking about this before, but this made a good time to talk about it. So I think, Black History Month is cool for that. Me personally, I'm multicultural. My family's from Jamaica, so some people might say to me, "You ain't black, right?" But my wife is white. I got kids who are half Puerto Rican. So I love everybody, but I think it's great that we do have a time where we specifically celebrate it for whoever feel that is very important to them. That's a good thing.
I think that I'm gonna step in just for a second, if y'all don't mind. I think that Black History Month is, and this for me, I think it's a reminder of how things was hard and difficult for one culture. You know what I'm saying? It's like that culture was put through so much, and through all that drama and turmoil, man, they tried to make something beautiful out of it. You know what I'm saying? So acknowledging people standing up and being strong, you have no idea what those people could have been if you wouldn't have put them through so much. You know what I'm saying? So to be in the spot that we at now, and me as a black man, I feel it. I see it. I don't feel like the things that I've been granted, I don't think I take it for granted. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate those things. But honestly, I wish we would have a Holocaust month, you know what I'm saying, for Jewish people, because I feel like those two cultures, man, and shoot, even remember the Alamo. So Mexican people, those people were slaughtered and they fought for it. They weren't soldiers, they were farmers, you know what I'm saying? So I love the fact that it's a reminder of something you shouldn't do to a certain culture. That's how I look at it. Go ahead, Winstar. You about to say something?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So Black History Month. It's important to that we're able to recognize everyone that been through, like just everything. There's a lot of history with Black History Month. And Black people in general. Me growing up in California, I've been around blacks like all my life. Even Innate Gaming, I was just with him in SoCal. I was in the army with him. He's a black man. And we just went out and had drinks and stuff. So it's glad to see him here as well. Yeah, it's good that we were able to, see a lot of the history and know about, a lot of different people that the upbringings of, the black individuals. I'm just glad that we're able to recognize, a culture for even though it's been bad, just being able to recognize other people as well.
Oh yeah, man. And I have those comments coming in. I'm not gonna read them, but I'm definitely gonna share them on the screen because I want the panel to be able to voice what's going on and you have the opportunity, like I said, to join in with us. We're just gonna talk and everything and discuss these things, man. And definitely, I'm gonna put those comments in there so long enough for people to read them. So if you want your comments to be shared, go ahead.
Actually, Mr. Bayram actually brought up an interesting point. I know it's probably the next on the line, but he said in the UK, October is Black History Month. That's very interesting. Never knew that. So that's very interesting as well. That's very interesting. Thank you for sharing that.
That's what's so beautiful though, man. And I think Purple Haze came and she said something related to what I'm about to say. That it's good that we have a lot of diverse people. And this is not all the people I know, of course, you know what I'm saying? I have other people other than Winstar that's outside of the black culture. So it is good to be able to communicate and be around other brothers, man, and just relate to them and just get along, just find out things about them and just chill, That's Absolutely. A great thing, man. I mean, I know Cowboy, he mentioned earlier that, his wife is not black, and if you want to say black, I mean, like Cowboy is technically not black. If you say a black from Africa,
Listen, when you guys watch my videos, right, and you see me and my family, everybody's in the background is mostly white people. You'll see,
it's so, very diverse, very diverse.
Yeah, man.
I think that personally, the great thing about these sorts of gatherings is, to me, it's always something I've always wanted to do as well, and I've always been fascinated about the differences not only in culture but in ideology and philosophy. And I think that one of the things that would help people to understand each other more and figure out the differences and ways in which we can coexist, or whatever the case may be, even if you choose not to coexist, but have an understanding. It's these situations like this where you have discourse and you get yourself involved in another person's point of view and be able to see what it's like on that street, so to speak. So I love being able to sit down and have these conversations with people, even if we may not agree on certain things, even if we end up agreeing on certain things. I think that conversations like these, especially on the topic that we're having it on, is very helpful, and it helps other people get insight into things that we probably wouldn't otherwise be interested in talking about in public like this. You know what I mean? So this is really, really helpful and beneficial to somebody out there, if not just me.
And you know what else? So, what's so interesting is about history, man. If we didn't, let's say black people, that whole event, you know, where black people just standing up for themselves and not taking the slavery thing and holding it down to them, you know what I'm saying? If they didn't fight for other things, I don't think a lot of other cultures would have been the same way. They would have probably been like, man, I guess we're rolling with this, you know. But throughout history, what we don't hear about, there were cultures that fought back, but they don't want that. They don't want you to know that. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of Indian cultures, man, they was like, nah, we're not having that. We're fighting. You're not gonna enslave us,
Right.
you know. We'd rather die than deal with slavery. You know.
Actually, I have a quick story if you allow me. My great
Boy,
grandmother.
go ahead.
My great grandmother was married to a Native American man, my Papa Chester, and she told a story before she passed. She told me a story where, to this day, she owns land in Louisiana. So the family estate owns the land out there, and so they have to pay. Like if they want lumber, they want water, they have to pay our estate to have access to that, right? But she told one story where there was some men who were very angry about the fact that they were there, right? Of course, this was a long time ago, so they were very angry that she was there. And when they came up to her house with rifles, shotguns, everything, right? My great grandfather came out of the house, right? And he was fully dressed in his native attire, and he stood there with her, and he stood next to her, and he pulled out a shotgun, and he said, I know that we both may not look like the people that you're used to being around or used to seeing or even want here, but we belong here just as much as you do. Now we can do things one of two different ways. You can leave these premises of your own accord, or I can adhere to your laws and I can shoot you if you decide to come any further. And they left her alone. So it was just that those stories like that are what inspired me to be able to say it's okay to be in a diverse family. It's okay to believe in what you believe in, but it's also good to stand up for that too and fight for what you believe in. And that was, man, when I heard that story, I never met the man in my life, but I admired the hell out of that. And it just makes me more hopeful of what is possible and how you stand up for what you believe in, regardless of anybody else's take on what you may look like or whatever the case may be.
Nice. That's to you, Winstar.
Okay, allyship. What is allyship? Sorry, I
don't know.
Allyship.
Allyship, yeah.
You being an ally towards the Black community.
Oh, okay. Got it. Thank you. Always wanted to point something.
Winstar is our guy, man.
I love that
Yeah,
quote,
man. Yeah, dude.
Let me can I tell a little quick story about Winstar?
Go
This
for
is
it,
why
man.
Winstar means so much to me. I love confidence, man. And I didn't know Winstar that much. And just through passing, watching streams, and Winstar was streaming one hand clapping. And that's the game where you got to sing. And most people isn't doing that. And actually that's kind of how I got to know you a little more too, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Win put out the video and I was like, yo, and it inspired me to buy the game. So I bought the game because of Winstar, and then Winstar and Maine start doing little videos on Twitter where they were singing, and they're singing live. And I'm like, yo, so I would hit Winstar up like, bro, you're my guy.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah,
the
thank you.
balls to go out there and just feel comfortable to say it's just a game. I'm enjoying myself. Why not? So Windstar was putting up karaoke videos.
Oh
And I
yeah.
was like, you know
Coming
what,
with it
man?
too.
And so that Windstar's my
Hey,
he's that guy,
he
man.
sung for my birthday, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Word.
yeah, he hit me
You
with the happy
did.
birthday song, bro.
I did.
So,
Okay.
Mr.
Let me. What
President.
happened?
yeah,
How'd it go?
bro, we
Can
had,
we get a
so
sample?
I didn't
Okay, I was wondering.
so I don't
You gotta watch the video.
Yeah.
yeah, man. I don't think I knew you at the time, man, but I definitely would invite you, bro. So I had an
Yeah.
online
So
birthday
good.
party on YouTube, and people just came out and everything. My boy Maine, he had made a comment, I think earlier that day on somebody else's stream that me and him was watching, and him and I was watching, and he was talking about singing. He goes sing your birthday. I said, okay, I'm gonna hold you to it. So my birthday came around that. And I held him to it, man. It's time to cash in, brother.
Got me, man.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, it
That's
was
I
dope.
wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, well, hey, you got to be ready, man.
And
Yeah.
look, he
You
ran with
ready
it
that
too.
day.
When they back down,
See?
he ran with it.
Good,
Uh-huh.
good.
Uh-huh.
But
You
I
know,
personally am glad you're here, man.
Thank
oh
you, thank
yeah,
you,
man.
thank you.
Oh yeah, dad. So I mean, I love all my brothers, dad. It's one thing about life, man, that people look over. Like life is about enjoying life. And part of life and part of living, man, is being around great people. So there's no limitation on, man, we gotta have a black person. It gotta be all black in order for us to be around great people. Nah, man, you can just be around good people because I know some grimy black people now at the top of my head. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like they ain't gonna never change. You know, they may one day, but I don't know. In no time soon, maybe. But I also know some grimy people in other cultures that are white, that are, Asian. I mean, I can think of like a few people in other cultures that's grimy right now. An Indian
Yeah.
person just popped in my head. You know what I'm saying? So it's people makes them who they are. The color don't make you who you are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's you who that make you who you are.
Mm.
So I enjoy people. I love them, man. I
I,
love
I
them.
I did have a question. I wanted to ask when it comes to Black history, what and everybody can chime in on this because I think this is an important question, especially since I have three children of my own, and one being 2, 10, and 13. Um, in what ways do you, or if any, do you teach them about Black culture, whether it's from the descendants of Africa or moving till now, and all of the different inventions and different accolades and things that we, whether it's the Harlem, I'm sorry, the not the Harlem, but the stuff in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Black Wall Street, and all those different things, all the different people like Basquiat to James Baldwin. And how do you do you teach them about these things, or what's your method or your approach to teaching them when it comes to Black history in general?
So I'm gonna definitely answer your first question, man. You definitely teach them. You know what I'm saying? And, how you teach them, it depends on how you want to present it. All kids are different. All kids understand things differently, but I
Hmm.
definitely agree that it needs to be taught because history, you want to, especially in the negative stuff, you got to give it all. You got to give it all, man.
Hmm.
I mean, you don't have to deliver it as brutal as the events are, but you could definitely, depending on how old the kid is, put it in their content so they will understand. And you should have the intent that, hey, we have to be better and continue to do better. You don't want to be a person that holds hate in your heart
Hmm.
and you can't see past it. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I used to didn't like Caucasian people. You know what I'm saying? At one point in my life, I despised them. You
Hmm.
know, because I came from a town. It was racism all the time when I was growing up, man. And it was like, dang, this small town, I can't wait to get out of this small town. So I wouldn't have to deal with this. And then when I went to college and I met Caucasian people, and these people was from Russia, you know, it made me look at it different. It's like, man, okay, they're not even, they're not racist at all. And they're not even I tried to debate in my head, like, hey,
Mm.
maybe because they're from Russia, that is different, you know. But as I kept growing and kept meeting different people, man, I met some Caucasian people, man, even cops. And I used to despise cops. I mean, I still kind of don't trust them, but
Oh man.
I, I like used to despise them though. I used to despise cops, man. And I met some real good cops that are Caucasian. They're really, really good. You know what I'm saying? Good kind-hearted people, man. And it's just different. You have to exploit that stuff and talk about those negative things and the positive things so we can make this world better, man. Like we have to. You don't want to be that person that be like, well, you should hate other people because they dislike you. You're gonna send the wrong message to that kid. They're gonna think that, hey, it's okay to hate people, you know, and one day they may even start hating themselves because of all the hate they've been doing to other people. So I think that exploring the good and the bad and teaching that, hey, this is, even though these things happen in the world, you can be something better. You can be the solution of all this drama. You can add on to all the good things that happened in the past with history. You know what I'm saying? That's my answer. Anybody else?
Me, it was a little interesting because my kids are half Puerto Rican, and it's funny because my family is from Jamaica. Jamaican people would say, "You're not Jamaican, you're Jamaican," right? Because I was born in the United States. So my kids, I used to tell them that they were Jamaicans. So the Jamaicans mixed with Puerto Ricans, right?
Mhm.
But growing up, it was interesting because their mom was Spanish. So we had our own struggles, because we were in the north.
Mm,
But so it was real interesting. They was getting it on both sides. But
mm-hmm.
we just pretty much taught them everything. We just taught, like, one thing I want to say is my grandma, she moved to the United States when I was probably like 9 years old, right?
Mhm.
And one thing she said is never judge people by their color. She said more white people did kind things for me than black people that's my same color.
Mm.
So she said, so it doesn't matter what they look like. And that's, I guess, is where I mean, listen, I was married 3 times and I married a Puerto Rican woman first. My second wife was black and my third wife is white. I don't
Mhm.
see colors in that aspect, right? Where people, that's just cliche to me. But obviously I see colors. Then technically I am colorblind. But anyway, but yeah, man. I mean, my kids, I just told them that there's good people and bad people, and that's what you got to look out for. And I didn't want them specifically to hone in to black people because my
Mhm.
kids wasn't all black, so that'd
Right.
be weird for me to be like, they're
Right.
like, because then people used to look at my kids like, wait, what are they? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So whereas my daughter, as Suave knows, she looked more like me. My youngest daughter looked just like her mom, so she looked almost all Spanish. And my son is in
Mm.
the middle. You could tell, like, all right, wait, what does he mix with, right?
Mm.
So but yeah, I mean, it's interesting, man. But if we just look at, there's good people, bad people, respect people, and hope that they give you respect in return. That's kind of how I taught my kids. And then obviously when they had questions or they seen movies and what they taught in school, I would elaborate and expand on it. So
That's good. That's good.
Nice.
So I would say you have your own set of struggles and hurdles and
yeah,
obstacles that you have to deal with in
yeah, man.
addition to all of that. Yeah, no, I totally get
Because
that.
I had Jamaican people that
Right.
felt funny to me, right? But I would be like, because my mom, when she moved to the United States when she was like 16, and then she went back to Jamaica, right? So she got pregnant with me in Jamaica. She married my dad, got pregnant, and then moved to the United States when she was pregnant with me. Her and my dad separated. So she had me in New York, right? So my dad never stepped foot on the United States, right?
Wow.
So I was
Okay.
born in the United States. This is
Right.
all I knew. My mom, she was embarrassed to consider herself Jamaican in the United States. So when I grew up, she didn't use the accent. She didn't cook that food. And then when my grandma came at 9 years old, it was like, oh, why does she sound like that? My mom don't sound like that. And then my mom would use her accent. I'd be like, well, I was living a lie. But then my uncles, who were just a little bit older than me by a couple of years, they would look at me like, you're not Jamaican. You're Jamaican. You're not real Jamaican. So I had my own little struggle that people looked at me that I was the same culture, but didn't consider me their culture. So
Right.
it's interesting, man.
It's interesting.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So I want Wingstar and Vegas to answer the question. Then I'm gonna wrap up the stream, man.
Okay.
You know?
So for
People
me,
can watch this.
like I've been through a lot growing up as well. I don't look like it, but I was born in a ghetto, on Section 8 and all that.
You look kind of ghetto, bro.
Oh, I do. Okay,
You look
sorry.
kind of ghetto,
Yeah.
bro.
But for me,
I'm glad you over there because I was still threatened over there.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm
You
like,
got-
why they put me down here as
Hey.
the ghetto guy, man?
Hey,
Nah,
we got.
nah.
I made sure we put that space in between you and Cowboy, so you wouldn't punch
Yeah,
him.
man.
I thought
He was
you
gonna
was
try
gonna
to steal
punch
my
him, man.
chain.
Right, I ain't gonna
Bro.
tell you where I grew up. Then never mind.
Hold on, real quick. I'm down here at Windstar. Hold on, real quick.
I
All
don't.
right,
Hey.
Look, clutching and straight up.
I heard Wingstar don't like Cowboys, man. So you know. What I'm saying?
No, so like pretty much for me, I have a 6-year-old son. I try to like teach him like everything, like just be real with him. I don't try to like beat around the bush on things, not to like an extreme level, but to a
Yeah.
level of understanding. So I just tell him like how it is. Growing up is not all roses and stuff like that. So I try to be real with him, let him understand. Build his character up that way.
Mm.
But like in my car, like all I listen to is gangster rap. No lie, it's all I listen to. Like, he's there
See?
listening. He's there
Nuggets,
listening
boy.
too. But I still like I discipline him. I tell him what's right from wrong, so he knows what not to say, what stuff like that. But when it comes to, I just want to like him to know what the world really is, than to like be sheltered and think everyone's friends and stuff like that. Well,
Got
that's
our
how
boy
I
Crow
do
in the
it, yeah.
building. What's up, Crow? How you
Crow.
doing, man? Go ahead. You had anything else, Winstar?
No, that's it. Yeah.
Okay. Ghetto boy. Gotta watch you, Dad. Hey, go ahead, Vegas. Take us on, Dad. What you got, man?
Man, these guys have all collectively given great input in terms of how to go about it, especially being sensitive to the way that kids learn and perceive the world. And all I can say, in addition or behind all of that, is just better be ready, because the question will come up just in the same way that the question came up when you're at school and you're not aware of fatherhood based on your own home experiences. And then you go to school and they have a day that dads come out, and majority of the classmates' dads show up, and you're wondering like, wait, I supposed to have a dad? Where is my dad today? And then you become acutely aware that there's something missing. Such is the case that when the people who carry this skin goes places, their kids may become curious as to why I feel treated a little differently sometimes. Why am I standing out for these reasons? And if we're talking about true American history, we can't help but to find ourselves among that timeline that, in all honesty, we can't hide that. So I think we do our children an injustice if we decided to extract that from everything that we're teaching them, especially as it deals with who we are or what our identity traces back to, that we can't do it without going all the way back and giving it to them the way that it really is. I guess the question is, as it comes to sources, we got to find some credible sources. You can find a author of this history book, and the way that they tell that story is a way different than what a person who may be deemed a realist may tell that same story. So I feel that overall, don't stop at one source, whatever you're teaching, that research, and that also includes real people, as well as the internet, as well as books, as well as other artifacts. And you decide, what makes sense to you, because at the end of the day, it's a story that you're being told. And I think I stopped there.
So, Doc, you missed the beginning of it, man. I really would like you, because you got a good point, man, Doc. You're of a different culture. I put that link in the comment right there. Go ahead and join real quick, man, before we wrap up. And I want you to express yourself, right? Hold on, let me see. Let me help him in here.
I think while we do, I think that one of the things that I've learned, especially growing up, I remember that I had these neighbors next door to me who I grew up for a little bit in Pomona and the Claremont area of Southern California, and we lived in a pretty decent neighborhood. And I remember that there was this white couple next to us who were very very kind to me, and we used to call them grandma and grandpa. I had two other cousins, and we used to hang out with them, and they were probably the most welcoming I have ever probably experienced since. They were very nice. Their family was very nice. They invited us to gatherings and all sorts of different things. And it was interesting because that experience is what for a long time led me to believe that there were no problems between the two different cultures, that there were no disagreements, that there was no issue with color, as it were. And then for a while, I said that I don't really see color. And for a while, it really was that way. And then as I got older and as I started to learn, I started to see and experience other things outside of that one experience from my childhood that I held on to. And I started to see how the world operated. And it led me to believe that while actually a wrestler's wife said this one time, the wrestler's Cody Rhodes, and he married, he's a white wrestler. He married a black woman. And she said in the show one time, you told me that you don't see color. But when you say that, the problem with you saying that is that means that you don't see my experience. And so what happened was, by me taking a step back and looking at all the different ways that I've been interacted with and all these different things, I understand what people mean when they say they don't see color, but I also have to understand and acknowledge that there are some differences and there are things that may have happened, whether good or bad. And so right now, what I'm learning and I've figured out is that there's a way to experience those things and to decide how you want to go about them. And then on top of that, learn what you can from those situations. Not everybody's bad. Not everybody's good, but it's okay to have that foundation to understand the two different sides of whatever the case may be, of whoever's interacting or whatever the case is, and really just try to do better, like you guys said. Learn from that and understand that there's ways that you can share that experience or learn from that experience and then pass it on to somebody, your children or your friends or whatever, and have a much more positive spin on it, or just a positive understanding on it, so that we don't continue to have these situations where people are moving into life in a certain way, not seeing the life for the way it is, and really understanding that it is what it is, but it's okay. And here's what we can do to make things better.
So I want to introduce Doc, man. What's up, Doc?
Let me tuck my chain. I really got to tuck my chain.
Yo, where's your tank top, Cal?
Hey.
What you doing, dog?
Hey.
Coming, man.
Hey, so check it out, Doc. I know that you probably didn't get the beginning of this video. So I opened it up and I broke the ice on, even though this is Black History Month, this is a representation of a culture struggling, so other cultures also get through. Like, there's other cultures that also been through struggle, and I listed a few of them. You know what I'm saying? And not only that is that struggle should always have a impacted part on your heart, man, and your soul. So you should always look back and say, hey, it's not right to do a culture any kind of way, regardless of that color. You know what I'm saying? So when you mention, man, can you eat at the table? Of course, brother. You're a brother just like me. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I love you just as much as any other brother on the channel. So,
and like I said, Cowboy's lighter than me, so
you know what I'm saying?
That boy light. That boy light. I got the light up here. That's what it is. But that boy light. That boy.
I had to deal with that my whole life, man. I need a summertime to come back, man. Real life.
Come on out here to SoCal,
hold on.
Come on out here to SoCal. You'll take care of.
I'm moving to Florida in a couple of years, so
you can be good.
For sure. But yeah, it was I had I think it was somebody, I was watching somebody's video earlier, and I told them that I was gonna do this video, right? And I let them know. I said, look, man, I love all people. So it's not gonna be what you think, even though the title is Black History Month. It's not gonna be what you think it's gonna be. You
Yeah.
know, so I was glad that you made that comment so you can come on in here and express yourself there. I was hoping you came in. If you was gonna be sitting out there, I was gonna call you out. I was gonna do you like,
Ah.
I was gonna do you like, yo, your subscribers be doing you.
yeah, yeah, they be getting me. They be getting me. But listen, I just hopped in. I've been trying to catch you live, my man. I can never catch you in freaking and oh my god, I can't remember her name now. She's gonna be mad at me.
Lena,
yeah, I can never catch you guys live, man. But I've been watching you guys' show in the back. I'm like, okay, they got some stuff they be talking about. But with this one though, my whole thing is, you know, Cowboy knows this, right? New York and New Jersey, when you guys see Dominicans, I don't know where everybody else is from, like Dominicans and Puerto Ricans that are like, you know, my skin color or whatever, like y'all could tell us apart. Like y'all could tell, like, okay, he's probably Hispanic or whatever, right? But I promise you, once you leave those states and Boston too, but once you go like California, Texas, like places like that, like when they see us, they automatically assume black, right?
Black.
And it's crazy because within the own Dominican race, there's some people that don't want to identify as black, but I identify as Afro-Latino because to me, like I say this joke, it's not funny, but it's funny. If I get pulled over, I got the same chance of getting shot as you do, right? But anyways, listen. But I could get waves just like you. I wear a do-rag just like you. I put coconut butter on my head just like you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how am I?
Do that though? I don't do that, bro.
You don't do none of that? How you got them waves spinning like that?
Well, I don't put no cocoa. What are you talking
Murray,
about? Cocoa butter? That's just
Yeah,
this is juices and berries, man.
Oh, okay. Well, you gotta get me up on it. You gotta get me up on it.
I'll send you a recipe.
I bet.
You gotta remember, Doc, he ain't from around our area. So
where he from?
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Okay,
right.
I'm from I'm messing with you though, but I know exactly what you're talking about. But
yeah.
Nah, I still don't do that.
So I can't deny like what I look like in the mirror, right? So like when I see myself in the mirror, I know exactly what I see. And it's funny that you mentioned culture because culture is very what's the word I'm looking for? Addictive, I guess. So I'll tell you what, I'm into Spanish music, a lot of Spanish music, right? And there's Dominican rappers, okay, like Spanish Dominican rappers from the Dominican Republic that like live down there. And when you watch their music videos and everything, it's if you turn off the music, it looks like black hip hop artists. The way they dress, the way they act, the way everything, literally wearing like Lakers jerseys and Jordans and stuff. You know what I mean? So the culture is like really, really big. So I don't know, man. I just feel like I don't want to feel ashamed of looking the way that I look. I'm actually proud of looking the way that I look, right? And I'm also proud of also being Hispanic, if that makes sense. But I'm not going to deny that somewhere down the line, when I look at myself, I know I have some African heritage somewhere. You know what I mean? Like I look at it like it's somewhere down the line, you know, I got it. So yeah, I just wanted to say that, you know, what about can Latinos come to the table and eat? Because I think our cultures are a lot closer than, you know, people think. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
So,
most definitely, man. Because I mentioned before you came on, I mentioned the Alamo. You know what I'm saying? Those people weren't soldiers. They was farmers. They was fighting for they got slaughtered, man. But they stood up with what they believed in, man. They fought to the bitter end. You know, had no training of being tactical and strategy or any of that, man. They look, no bully was gonna come over and take over. So they did what they had to do to protect their own. So I get it, man. And that's why I love people. Kind of like, man, times has changed so much where we can literally look at people that say, hey, Dad, I don't like him because he's white. I don't like him because he's black. I don't like him because he's Hispanic. And really look at that guy and be like, you don't know what year it is, bro?
Right.
like
right.
that,
you make no sense.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even hear yourself. Like, you sound silly right now, Dad. Like, you sound like you went back in time.
But you know what though? What's really interesting though is that I hear that, but then at the same time, like even then, you still have to think about those families who, like they say, it's not inherited or it's taught, right? Some of those things are taught. That treatment is taught. So there's some people who are stuck in that era who are still teaching those kinds of principles and beliefs to their children and so on and so forth, to where, yeah, that is a valid question, but you have to also remember there's people who are still so hate filled that they're going to continue to spread that rhetoric and continue to teach them the things that they were taught or that they've experienced and send them out into the world. And so it's difficult, but you have a point. But yeah, there's some out there who just, they are stuck in a time machine like that, and their way of thinking just, it's hard to change.
The problem is too, is like I hate the both extremes, right? So some people want to act like America is the most racist it's ever been, which is not. And then some people want to like forget about racism, but you got to understand, like, there's people alive right now that lived through segregation.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna act like that didn't happen. Like, there's people that are alive right now that went to school and saw a white water fountain and a black water fountain. You know what I mean? So it's not that far removed. So you're absolutely right. There's still people that have that instilled in them. And I think, like, again, I'll mention Cowboy because I know Cowboy's from Jersey. When you're from like New York and New Jersey, I think we get spoiled because we're around this melting pot of people, right? Where the people are more, tolerating whatever. But I promise you, man, like I've drove from Jersey to California, from California back to Virginia. You go through some of these states, man, and you could feel the difference. You could feel like when people are looking at you a little bit different. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to ignore it or dismiss it because you can't. But we're definitely getting better. And like you said, Suave, like we do live in a time where it's kind of silly if somebody says something like I don't like this person because they're white, black, Asian, whatever, right? But there's still places like who was that, Maine? Yeah, like Maine said that. It's like, yeah, some people just still have that instilled in their heart. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I think it's getting better, right? But I just don't like when there's both extremes. Like, America's not more racist now than when they were slaves. Like, you're just not going to convince me of that. You know what I mean? But we're not going to pretend like it's not racist at all either. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
it's like, so it's definitely, we can all say that racism's still alive. It's apparent. I mean, it's not even towards just black. It's towards all races, man. And it's crazy that people. Like, all right, so I have daughters, and someone asked me a long time ago, I think this when I had my first daughter, if someone brought, if my daughter brought a man to meet me and she wanted to marry him and she wasn't black, how would I respond? I was like, well, honestly, I ain't grew out. By the time that question came to me, I grew out of that. You know what I'm saying? As long as he's gonna treat my daughter right and they be happy, wouldn't bother me at all. You know what I'm saying? But if you'd have caught me when I was 17, 18, 15 years old, I'd have been like that. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not gonna marry no white woman. I'm not gonna, let my kids bring anybody of another race home. You know what I'm saying? I was just like that. Now, I don't care. I don't care what color you are. I think that you would get your tail beat just like any other person that's so colored if you put your hands on my daughter the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? So it's not gonna be like, oh, because he's black, I'm gonna give him a pass because that's what black people do. No, that I'm gonna put you in the ground. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make sure that when you wake up the next morning or next week, depending on how I feel, because I might have some mercy, depending on how I feel, you're gonna remember, hey, you shouldn't mess with Suave daughter, and not only that, I ain't gonna ever put my hands on another woman. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
It ain't even about color anymore. So I think that you have to grow up. There's some maturity to it. I mean, I'm 38, Cowboy's 45. So if I gotta say my age, I'm gonna say his.
I mean, we're around the same age. I'm 36, so we right there.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
my boy, my brother, you know what I'm saying? I grew up and we learned to love each other as brother, man. Vegas, he's 37, you know what I'm saying? So it's you grow up.
How old is Maine? How old is the Windstar? How old is
Maine, you want to share your age?
Yeah,
Maine and Windstar?
33, okay.
I'm 30.
Okay. Dirty 30, you know what I'm saying? So it's more of a maturity thing, man, regardless of how old you are. Because you see, even though Windstar is 30, he's up here adult just like any other adult, you know.
Yeah.
And
And
we
he's a father.
bonded. We are brothers, you know.
Yeah.
So, and it's not gonna last just for today. Man, Doc, I see you tomorrow on the live stream. I'm showing love, Dad. I'm like,
Yeah.
what's up? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I'm not there because of your color and your race. I'm there because I think you're a cool guy. And I respect you, I have respect for you. And I'm here to shout out with you. Hey, what's up, Dad? We hanging out,
Right.
you know. Even
Right.
though your check get a little bit wild, so I don't say much. I just go on the stream, bro.
I actually want to, if you don't mind, I want to bring
Go for
something
it. Go for
to you guys' attention. Now, today I just came back from the park, taking my daughter, my son to the park. You might be
Mm-hmm.
here in the background. She's having an attitude right now. But I took her to the park, and there were a lot of different kids looking there. It wasn't just us, the only, black. There was 2 white children, 2 Asians. It was a lot of different people. And the crazy thing is, not crazy, but I watch my daughter and I watch the other kids, and they literally didn't care about any way that they looked. They
Mhm.
walked up to each other and they started playing. Because in that moment, it wasn't about how they looked. It was the fact that, oh, there's somebody who's my size or whatever the case may be. I just want to play. I see another person. And I think that just watching her is interesting that this conversation is happening now because I watched them all play. And also, just a side note, like for me, I always tell people I'm a dad. So I'm a dad to my kids. I'm a dad to your kids too. So if your kid fall, I'm gonna pick them up. I'm gonna dust them off. I'm gonna ask you, okay? I'm a dad. That's what I do. So it was just interesting watching all those different kids who look totally different have a good time. And it just made me step back and like, and there's people out there who will exploit that in a way to say, hey, listen, you don't look like that person. They don't look like you. You do not talk to them, and you don't enjoy, or you don't mix or mingle. You don't have. There's nothing that you guys can talk about. You're not the same. It baffles me that there are people out there who would take that innocence from children, or whatever age, they begin to understand certain things and be able to have certain thought processes and sense of self, and use that in a way to just do something so hateful. And it's mind-boggling, man. But it was just also cool to see that interaction on its fundamental. Like they ain't been out the womb long, and none of that matters. None of it.
And I say this though.
Go ahead.
No, I want to say this. As far as I see, like Doc said, in our area it is kind of melting pot. But I can't even remember the last year that I felt something racist towards me, which has been kind of cool. But it's getting better because there's a lot more mixed kids, and there's a lot more. I used to always say this years ago. I said the secret to breaking racism is mixed children, because then what they're gonna argue over? Besides, well, I mixed with these 2 things is better than that. But I think what's good though is I'm watching like kids like my kid, like my daughter who's 15, and my stepdaughter, like kids in this generation, they're just like, what's up? Like they're more friendly to each other. Like they're less, like it's more the older generation that we were holding on to a lot of stuff that happened to us, and some people are holding on to stuff that their ancestors did to other people. But these kids now are like, they're more like, well, yeah, nothing to do with that. So they're all kind of I'm loving what I'm seeing, and I think we're going in a good direction. Absolutely. At least from what I see. Now again, I could be in a different, like where Suave said, the town he came from when he was younger, they might still be not what I see, but I think what I'm seeing is a lot better than when I was young.
Can I ask this question?
Go for it.
How many of our own people do the same thing that Maine talks about? How many of our own people segregate ourselves? And I could speak from the Dominican side. Like I remember when I was dating, I love my mother to death, right? Amazing woman, Roman Catholic, raised through and through, like, If I was coming home with a girl, she would ask me, is she Hispanic? Right? And then it got even deeper than that. What race was she? And based off the race, whether I said Dominican, Puerto Rican, Cuban, don't bring a Mexican home, or Mexican, she was already prejudging. And I'm telling you, my mother's a loving woman. You know what I mean? So to her, it just was normal. You know what I'm saying? Now, I mean, I actually married a Mexican woman, so I grew out of that, whatever. But it's just crazy how like that's a thing, right? Yeah, it's crazy how that's a thing, right? Yeah, but So I'm just asking the question: how many of us do you think our own people do that and segregate ourselves? What do you guys think?
Listen, I'll make it quick because I just spoke. Growing up, man, I feel like black people was like the worst. My people was like, yo, you talk to a white girl, it's over. It's like it was the end all be all. So we do that to ourselves too, man. We always look at the side across and think what other people are doing to other people. But it's some people in our own race, we're doing our own thing. Like we're also helping to create that, right? Because I feel like date who you want to date, but there is some people that don't believe that their kids should date a different race. Like Suave said when he was younger. So just think about it. If we feel that, I'm just going to use this for example, if we feel that white people was racist, but then we say, I don't want you to date somebody that's not black, it's like, oh, hold on. We're kind of doing it all over. So it is interesting.
I think that when I was younger, man, and it's crazy. So I was probably like, I don't know, 16, 17, about 16 years old. So I used to date a white woman, a white young girl, you know what I'm saying? And we used to do like lit kitty stuff, like meet up at Dairy Queen, you know what I'm saying? Go on all lit dates or whatever. And
Get them dip cones.
yeah, man. So, you know, there was like 99 cents, maybe like
Hey.
25 cents at
Okay.
the time.
Okay.
Hey, man, as long as they ain't go to Taco Bell.
Hey, listen, let me tell you something, man. He stabbed my case up.
Yo, that Taco Bell serious. I heard that story.
Yeah.
So, hey, that's another time.
Yeah.
So like we was like dating and she had a brother. She would always meet me in town and then, you know, we'll go to Dairy Queen and just have lit conversations and just she'll leave and go back home. I go back home. Well, one time her brother came in and mind you, I never noticed this. Like when she came to meet me, he would always stay in the car. So this one time he came in the Dairy Queen, man. He saw who I was. When they went home that night, he told their dad that I was a black guy. You know what I'm saying? Never saw her again, bro.
Damn.
He called me and she was like, I can't meet up with you anymore. And it's because you black. She was real with me. But at that time, I was like, man, dude, I feel, you know how you get like you young, you I feel very emotional, like, man, I love this girl. I probably didn't love her because I didn't understand love, but I liked her so much that I looked past that she was white, you know. Out of all the racist stuff that had happened to me in that town, I looked past her being white, you know. And that happened. I was like, dang, that was like heartbreaking. But me personally, now, like I said earlier, I wouldn't hold that back at all, man. My mom, she didn't do that to me. So no disrespect to your mom, Doc, but my mom, anybody I brought home, man, and that white girl came home one time with me, you know, she met her. And I wouldn't, you know, my mom never did that. She just never did it. She was like, hey, anybody comes, she welcome them, you know, and that's just what it was, man.
Yeah.
It is what it is. The world, I feel like, has changed for the better because I definitely don't want to go back in those times, man. Anybody else want to say something before I wrap it up? Cause I definitely won't. Let me say this before I shout y'all out. Cause I definitely want to shout y'all out, and I want y'all to share y'all YouTubes and all that stuff. Anybody in the chat, man, that's watching this or have comments about this afterwards in the comment section, if you don't do anything for Suave, I really appreciate if you do this. Share this video on your social media, on any platform. Reach this video to so many people because so many people need to hear this. They need to hear this, man. So, and I hope it gets to people's heart to where they'll change their mind, their way of thinking, you know, if they're already thinking that way. So if y'all can do that for me, share that video. You ain't got to share nothing else on my channel, but this one right here, man, I ask y'all to do that, man, because this is some real good information here. And everyone standing here, we all are different cultures, different races from different places of the world, you know, and we love each other as brothers. And I want everybody to see that, man, you know. So shout out to everybody in the chat for supporting this and still here. So that's saying a lot, you know. Go ahead. Somebody was gonna say something.
Any of you Vegas or Windstar? Or?
No, man, I'm like
Yeah.
Suave that get this video out. I'm glad that y'all guys were here to really break bread on this conversation. So I appreciate y'all.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I will say that for me, to the previous question, I didn't really experience that growing up as far as, you know, my mother telling me who I should or shouldn't bring home. I didn't hear that in my, you know, secondary, my immediate family, my intermediate family. I didn't hear any of that. But obviously, I guess also it really wouldn't matter because I'm the kind of person where I was just like, Mom, this is who I brought home. That's it. You know what I mean? So it was like, hey, if you don't like her, then we both bouncing. But but yeah. So I didn't really experience that, and I try to when I try to do for my children is have them understand how, you know, of course, like any race or any group of people, we all special. We all have our own things that are special. We're all, you know, so I try to teach them about who they are and how special they are and things of that nature and how to treat other people the way that they want to be treated. And in doing that, I allow them, my wife and I have said, listen, who you love is who you love. We get that. We don't, just like with our parents, they didn't dictate who we brought home or who we decided to build our lives with. We won't do the same for you. We will allow you to do whatever it is that you need to do. And we at that point, we respect your decision as an adult, because that's what it comes down to then, right? We respect that as long as they treat you right and as long as you treat them right, we good. I'm fine. I remember hearing some people say, I've had some friends say that they said, and man, it messed me up. They said if they can't use a comb, then don't bring them home. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Yeah. I've heard some stuff like that, bro. And it used to mess me up. Yeah,
Hey,
it used to mess me up.
Thug's got a chance now.
And yeah, so it's like that I'm to me, I think that was another thing in the back of my mind. Like, man, I don't ever want to say anything like that to my child, like ever. And it made me reevaluate some of my stances on certain things or whatever the case may be. But I think that tying all this together, I think that this conversation was great because this is about Black history, and I think this is in a way Black history. What we're talking about today and how we move forward and how we decide to take this knowledge and spread it and to continue to light that torch of understanding and tolerance and things like that. This is what our Black history also means as well. So I personally appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate being invited here. And, you know, as I say to a couple people, to progress, man, to love. And I hope we get to do this again.
Before you end, man, shout out to YouTube, man, where they can find you, if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, main so it's main games, main space games. On YouTube, I stream, I do motivational videos, I do let's plays, and some other things soon. But pretty much that's my info. Of course, if you want to find me on Twitter, it's main_games. I'm there also quite a bit. And just you know, if you want to talk, you want to chat, you want to have some conversations, I'm always, my door is always open. And reach me and hit me up.
Nice. So let's get man, shout your stuff out, man. I mean, Wingstar, if you don't mind.
Yeah, give me a second. Let me close my door. I opened it for a second.
Okay, I'm gonna go to Cowboy next. Go ahead, Cowboy.
That boy on mute. He don't even know.
Hey, you're on mute.
God
Cowboy,
damn, that boy, he an
on mute.
amateur. That boy an amateur. This is his first time on camera. This is
Guys, I'm sorry. This is the very first time I ever been on camera, and I was just a little scared because I was next to Doc Dark and Windstar. I thought I was gonna get mugged, get my hat taken, you know, my boots. But listen, guys, check me out. All right, I'm up and coming. I'm trying to be like Doc Dark 1985 because he's my idol, my YouTube idol. But guys, I'm bringing a lot of great content. I'm partnering with a lot of great individuals. So just check me out at Now Your Mama Knows, because it's going down. Everything you need is on that channel. And when I get big enough, we're going to get rid of Suave and replace him with Vegas. And we're going to be doing the damn thing.
This guy hear that. What's good, man? Hold on, man. Before you go there, This dude Cowboy is off
What?
the chain, right? Like,
I didn't even
bro,
say nothing wrong.
let me tell you that you can't handle one Suave. You think you gonna handle Suave and Vegas, boy?
No, I said I'm gonna have Vegas replace you.
Oh,
Get it right,
nah,
Suave.
that's
That's what I heard. That's what I
Yeah,
heard.
get it together.
that's a no go.
That's why he's in the middle. Why you think he's in the middle? He already ready.
That's a no go, bro. That's a no go, dang.
Yo,
Hey,
Mr. Urban, man, be kind, man. Be kind to me, man. And also, Holtz, yes, I have a playlist for my motivational stuff. I have one being uploaded and getting ready to be put out tomorrow soon, so I'll have more for that. But yeah, appreciate you asking about that.
for sure. Go ahead, Wingstop, man.
All right.
Before me and Vegas flex on Cowboy.
So it's kind of loud here because it's my mother-in-law's birthday, so you might hear like people karaoke
Oh
downstairs.
man,
Bro,
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Wingstop.
dad. Happy birthday.
Oh,
I'm
thank you,
mad
thank
you didn't
you.
invite all of us, dad.
somebody back
But-
there jamming.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, you hear
gospel
that?
music in the background. What is that?
Right?
I
Might have to do
never
another
would have
karaoke
made it.
video with Maine, man. We gotta call him out again.
Hey, I'm shut my mic off.
But yeah, you can find me on YouTube, Winstar715, also Twitter, Winstar715, Twitch as well. Mainly active on YouTube and Twitter. I just started content creation about 2 months ago, so I'm fairly new at it. Getting a lot of pointers from all these guys here that's on the panel, so I really appreciate that. And I want to thank Suave and Vegas for allowing me to be on the show with them. And everyone else.
No doubt, Winstar.
Nice.
That's what's up.
It's all
Glad to
love,
have
man.
you, man.
Hey, and I'm gonna say this, dad. Shout out to Wingstop Company, baby. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that. He didn't even mention that, man. Bring up, man, dad. Tell them about your company, bro.
Oh yeah. So my website is Win by Design. So like Win, WIND by Design. It's kind of motivational. It stands for winners, innovators, nonstop determined. So I try to do like motivational shirts, custom shirts like the Climax there. He hit me up. And I got that done for
Bro,
him
you
as well.
really don't be modest. You hit me out, bro.
Oh,
You're a brother, dad. You're a brother, bro.
yeah.
This dude, nice, dad. Appreciate it, dad.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
For sure. So, Doc, man,
Yo,
hit us up with where we can find you, bro.
hey, so you guys know Doc Dark 1985 is my YouTube channel. I got a Twitch channel, and it's the same thing on my Twitter as well. So it's just all the same thing, Doc Dark 1985. You can find me on Stadia, PlayStation, Xbox. My channel is just mostly about gaming. I like to have fun on my channel, stuff like that. I guess this is probably just for Winstar. I'm glad to hear that you started your channel. I think a lot of people should probably start and just turn on the camera and go, because you never know, man. Some people just got it. Some people just want to listen to what you got to say. And I know for me, I like smaller channels more than I like the bigger corporate channels like IGN and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I know Cowboy says that I'm his idol or whatever, but yo, Cowboy, that's as much respect that you have for me, I have for you, man. Trust me, man. So it is what it is. I know me and you go back and forth, but bro, it's all love. So yeah, and I think that's probably the theme of what you guys were trying to talk about today. And I know that I missed it, but it's just all love between the same way we're different people, where there's different races, and you can still have love with each other. So it is what it is. I appreciate you for having me on, so I really do. Thank you, man.
For sure, Dad. I want everybody to hang out in the backstage before we go, if y'all don't mind, man. I want to give a shout out to the chat. Thank you for being so supportive, man.
Yeah, y'all was awesome, man.
So that's great, Dad. So like and subscribe so y'all can see more content like this, right? Like we putting it out. So I have 3 podcasts, man, other than gaming I do. So I have the Diamond Show with my brother Vegas. I have the Man versus Woman show that's every Wednesday. Not this Wednesday, because we did a show on Monday. So y'all already had y'all show on that show for this Wednesday.
That's a good show too, man.
Yeah.
That's some BS topic. Can men and women be friends? Hell no. Hell no. Get out of here, man. Yo, and Sandy answered that like a G. She was like, I have friends that are men because I told them they're in the friend zone. Like, yes, they were friends because they have to be.
Right.
Cowboy.
Right.
I got you, dog. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you know what? I couldn't watch it live, but I went back and watched it yesterday. I was like, oh, okay, all right.
No, men and women can't be friends. No, that's not the way that works.
Bro, hey, we gonna talk. We gonna have to definitely gonna get together and do.
We're gonna have to do part 2 of that. Let me on that.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do
Yeah.
that. So the third show, man, it's my Man Cave show. You're gonna get 4 episodes of that show, Mike. So be on the look at that. And I have playlists for all these shows on my channel, man. The Climax, that's THE space KLIMAX. You know what I'm saying? So even though Cowboy is already here, he don't recognize that I'm talking to people that may watch this video that's not subscribed. So
But
he
you're
don't
already gonna be on the
understand
channel.
he don't understand that. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed it, man. Let me get everybody off. I'm gonna put y'all backstage so me and Vase can end this thing, man. Y'all hang out in the backstage. Don't leave.
Peace, y'all. Thanks.
Brother Vase, what you think, dog?
There we go. Drop
Yeah,
mic.
that's-
There it is. Y'all got it. Y'all heard it. Hit the boy up on his comment section. Like he said, this goes on. Send it out. Let's get heard.
Yeah, oh yeah, man. So look, Dad, I'm gonna end this thing. What you think about our intro? You think you like the other one better or this one? What do you think?
Shoot, I need to go back to the other one. This one right here blew us away.
I know.
Both of them got that energy. Both of them got that energy.
I'm gonna end it with the new one. What you think? You know,
Run it
we
back.
got
Run it
well,
back.
look,
You know what I mean?
y'all take care, man.
Peace. Thank y'all.
Talking bag with, I must see all of mine. I get it in the hallway, I'm out here on my grind. Straight drop the hallway, my back door swinging all way. I'm trapping all night. I'm on that loud like always, and yo, we speaking silent. I keep that yacht out always. Boy, you wish I was lying. That chopper sitting sideways when I be slinging iron. It's sitting sideways when I put it in dry.